Hello, what's up YouTube? Welcome to episode 1.3 of our standard special series. Today we are looking at Ahfack's mirror service, items that are worthy of duplicating, items that are so awesome, so amazing, so really unlikely to hit on their rolls that they are worth the most expensive item, currency item in the entire game, using a Mirror of Calandra on. Items that are worthy of being duplicated. In our third episode, we are looking at weapons, some of the weapons that Ahfack has got listed on his mirror service thread, which you can check out down below, and you can of course leave a comment. Please try to leave a comment other than just /drool or /hype. Just take a look at some of these and let me know what kind of builds you could come up with. What could you come up with this? The Entropy Razor, a golden Chris. It's got 20 quality, of course. It deals physical damage. It has 50% increased global critical strike chance. It also has rolled on it 34% to global critical strike multiplier, gains 40% of physical damage as extra cold damage, gains 40% of physical damage as extra lightning damage, and gains 20% of elemental damage as extra chaos damage. Your damage on top of all of that penetrates 10% of elemental resistances. And then, of course, he's got added on there the craft, 69% increased critical strike chance for spells. Take a look at this. So what are the rolls on this? Shaper only perfect 40%, Shaper only perfect 40% times 2, Shaper only perfect 20% times 3 for LE damage as chaos, and Shaper only perfect 10% elemental penetration. That's 4 Shaper only mods that have rolled perfectly on this item. It's got a perfect tier 2 34% crit multi. That is simply amazing. These weapons are just amazing. The Entropy Razor. Let's take a look at some of his other weapons that he's got listed here. We've got the Carrion Nell Void Scepter. It's the #1 Righteous Fire Scorching Ray weapon. Let's take a look. It's got 40% increased elemental damage, +2 to level of socketed fire gems, 96% increased fire damage, 18% increased cast speed, and 68% increased mana regeneration. And then it's, of course, crafted on there 30% increased damage over time. He's made 19 copies of this, and he's not selling the original. He's indexing it only. No wonder why. Here is his 720 DPS, 35% chance to bleed, 13 weapon range, two-handed Hatesplitter. No wonder the name is so apt. I love names in Path of Exile. The names on items are great. But take a look at this. It's got 179% increased physical damage, 38 to 67 flat physical damage, 27% increased attack speed, which is ridiculous on a two-hander. Usually two-handers are the things that you're going to sacrifice a bit on attack speed. That's just a ridiculous amount of attack speed that's increased on. And then it's got 10% chance to cause bleeding on hit, and then he's crafted on there +2 to weapon range and +25% chance to cause bleeding on hit. So if you have a bleed build, this is your weapon. Like, if you play Path of Exile at all, and you've played a bleed build, chances are you've probably played with an Ed Series Disfavor, or you've used one in the past. You know, a lot of Cyclone builds use it. It's a wonderful unique, and it's a top tier unique in terms of weapons for building. Lots of different Cyclones have used it. Depending on the meta over the last 3 or 4 leagues, it's pretty much been the #1 unique to go for when you're doing a bleed or a physical damage two-handed Cyclone build. And take a look at this as a rare. I mean, the chance to bleed is ridiculous, 35% chance. The weapon range is going to be ridiculous. You're basically going to be hitting stuff at the normal range of what a fireball would travel accurately and hit something. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of range that's added on here and the amount of damage that's added onto it. The physical damage alone that's added onto this thing is just sick. He's done this 27 times. 27 people have paid 60 Exalted and a Mirror of Calandra in order to get themselves a copy of the Hatesplitter. And no wonder, you can just go into any map and blow pretty much everything up. Like he says here, no Void Heart needed, the #1 two-handed weapon in the game. It's absolutely awesome. So what do you think? What items could you dream up or think of? Because chances are Ahfack's probably got it listed on his mirror service. But what weapons are you using right now? What would you trade out? What build could you come up with if you were using the Hatesplitter? Give us a comment down below and let us know what build you could come up with, some of the sickest, most awesome items in all of Path of Exile.